Hello, we're back after a no video day yesterday. I know, slacking off already, you say, but no, I didn't work yesterday. Took the day off, so that's it. Basically, that's the rule. If I'm not working, I'm not just going to do a video for the sake of it, to be honest. So same way the weekends. Can't imagine I'll be doing many. So didn't do anything online yesterday. FlexOps HQ was closed for the day, but I was over in London today, so it's actually very late. This is 11:05, checking in to let the world know how the day went. Imagine that. If someone had told me 5 weeks ago, I'd be doing a video for YouTube at 11:05 after a day with a client, I'd have been very surprised, to be honest. But there you go. So I'm going to do what I did before, and it went down very well, obviously, which is unpacking my bag as I talk to you about something from the day. So look at that, very productive. Joking aside, the day was brilliant. Really, always really nice to get across. I was in London today. Really nice to get across for the time I was with the client. Good session, grabbed some lunch with him as well. It was funny, someone said to me recently, just earlier this week, they said, what is it about the work I'm doing or the business I'm running that you really like the most, or that you've maybe, he said, what is it you really like the most so far? And is there anything that you've maybe realised you like even more than you expected? And the answer to those two questions is actually the same. It's genuinely working with great people and actually helping them. So I feel like I feel like for the last couple of months now with clients, I've really felt or seen the impact of the work I'm doing with them, which is honestly how that feels is, it makes me feel pretty proud, to be honest. And I hope and expect it to continue. I don't have any doubt that there'll be plenty of stuff I can do to help these people longer term. I think for me, it's just making sure that I'm doing it in a logical, structured way. And I think for me, what even today highlighted was, it was a great session from my perspective because there was structure to it, but equally it went off in quite a lot of different tangents, and I think it was made for a very interesting strategic conversation about the business, which is exactly what I'm going for. There'll be sessions, maybe like, for example, I'm going to have a session with someone next week where it'll be quite heavily focused on working. It's almost going to be like a co-working session where I sit down and do a thing with them, as opposed to maybe higher level thinking through, talking through potential options, etc. So yeah, overall, just it's nice to come away from a day like that feeling good about the work you're doing for someone, as opposed to maybe coming away from a day like that. And let's be honest, you could come away from a day with a client and you could have had a bad day. You could have struggled. You could have felt like, question marks around, am I really bringing them value? Am I really, I suppose, showcasing my expertise? Am I using the expertise I have and applying it to their business to genuinely help them? And those days might well happen more in the future, who knows. So far it feels like, if anything is happening, it's that we're building momentum with each client, which is really nice. So yeah, long may that continue. I'm very happy with, as I say, how it went. And yeah, don't have any other, well, that's not true actually. We've got quite a few, I was going to say I don't have any other client sessions, but I've not really had too many so far this month. They're all next week, and then it'll wrap up the following week. So tomorrow's Friday, not much on tomorrow. It'll be a case of tying up a few things, and tomorrow's the target or the deadline I set for myself to wrap up the pipeline kind of key conversations, which has been going pretty well. And then next week I'm in Galway with a couple of clients, which would be great. 3 clients actually. And the following week I'm back in Glasgow, and then I think from probably March will follow a similar structure. There might be a couple of things I do in earlier March, but what I'm trying to say is next week's one of those weeks I really look forward to because there's lots of client sessions happening, and similar to today, that's why this is why I love what I'm doing at the moment. Sure, those client sessions or those times with the client are what they're, I suppose, on paper invested in me for, or at least a percentage of it, but equally that's the time that I really feel like I can get my value across, or I can really help them. So I look forward to the sessions. I enjoy them. They help me think on a different level at times too. So what I mean by that is I find with the longer client sessions, it allows me really to get into someone's business a lot more. So if you have like an hour or two session with someone, it'll generally be very focused on a topic or two. Whereas if you're with someone for 3-4+ hours, it almost feels like it's more of a workshop, which gives you more room to breathe, more room to think through stuff, more room to get into certain things in more detail, or touch on a broader range of things at a higher level. So yeah, that's really how I'm feeling about things at the moment. Beyond that, I'd have thought today, and I think today was probably the most productive I've been while traveling. And I didn't do very much work while traveling. It's not something I would say I've really got the hang of yet. I don't know if I'm putting too much pressure on myself. I don't think I am. I suppose you could look at it two ways. I didn't really, so the first way would be that I'm not really doing that much work while traveling, and it's probably a missed opportunity. The second way to look at it is that I really didn't, just by the nature of the trip, I didn't really have that much time to sit down and properly do work. Like I had I think total time not at an airport was 2 hours, and about an hour and a half of that was working. Then the rest of the time was either on the move or on some type of vehicle, plane, train, bus, that's taking me to and from places. And I think, on a bus, for example, can you really be that productive? It depends what you're doing. Like I personally find it quite hard and quite tall for what it's worth, so I don't have much leg room on a bus, and that kind of makes it awkward for me to do maybe stuff on a laptop, I find. So maybe I can do certain work on the bus. If I'm on a train, it depends what seat you have. If you have a table on a train, you can do whatever. I didn't, and the train time when I was on the train today, I was quite busy, so yeah, I'm not sure. Maybe the plane, it just varies. I think I talked about this before. Plane, I tried to do writing or drafts or even just content ideas. I did a little bit of that today, but I don't know if people are more productive. Maybe I've built it up in my head that it's something I need to do better, when in reality I'm doing pretty fine with it. But yeah, it's quite a lot of travel time, truthfully. I mean, it's a guts of 10 hours total today, and I think within that 10-hour window I worked 2 to 3 hours, so that means it was 6, 7, 8 hours of no business conducted during a working day. It's quite a lot. So anyway, I'm probably being a bit harsh on myself, to be honest. So that was the only other thing for today. I've not made any progress in this bag. I've actually gone off a couple of tangents and talked about a few things, but that was kind of today. Yeah, I just thought it'd be worthwhile to check in. Didn't really have too much to share today. I suppose the key things there from today were just good client session, really happy, really just enjoy helping great people, and it's one of the main reasons I'm loving what I'm doing at the moment, which is brilliant. Second thing, am I being productive when I'm traveling? I have no idea. I think I am, but we can work on it maybe. I think maybe just being more deliberate with what I'm doing during certain types of travel might be what I'm saying could be better. So there we go, something to work at. Anyway, back tomorrow with probably more of a standard update, and gotta go and get some rest and get through the rest of the work for the day, the week.